Who do you want to see at the LG Invitational? 3 players left. Let's see.
Oh, come on. We all know who's winning.
Oh, it's not who's. I'm saying who do they want to see is my question.
Okay.
Who's their favorite pick?
2, 1, go!
3 players remain. Here we go.
Oh my god, the lowest sword.
Yeah. Ooh.
That was goofy.
How is it determined who picks first stage? They strike, so they take turns removing stages until they
Yeah, I think that the website randomizes the first strike.
The first strike is randomized.
It's like 1-2. It's like the worst strike. So it's like 1-2-1 or something like that.
Everyone put hearts in the chat for Riddles. Good run, King. Good try. I will see you in the next tournament. Riddles also, reminder, had an amazing run at Riptide. We both got 4th place. Plural verbs. Is this even music? You're asking me if Roses by Outkast is music. Get the fuck out of here. Just remove yourself from this stream. But first stock goes to BeastModePaul. Against Palo players, especially in floaties, he's just so good at just finding, like, anything. Back air is on deck, too. Oh my God, how does he find these?
That was so good. I always see people go for it and miss.
God. That was so good. That's not easy to land to, especially online. Okay.
I think most of the time people just go for it and then hope it works, and if they don't, it's like, okay, I'm expecting to miss, but there's always that chance.
Right.
So I just go for it.
Never know.
That's what I think really just happened. And this time it's just like a combination of skill and luck. You can never do it on pure skill because you have to guess when you're going to do it. There's always a combination between the two.
Yep. Sizzle. Accelerato. Wait for the MP to stack up.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Remember when I said Shulkin did it with the jump Monado? He did the same thing. Except I was mentioning from the ledge, you drop down, double jump rising, air guys back to center. It's very similar to Beast Mode does with that. It's so good. That's one of the very underrated things about Hero and Shulk. They can just get back to center for free just by doing it.
See what happens. Oh! That's
good.
gotta be one of the best moves.
He parried it and then he parried it and predicted the rollaway.
That's gotta be one of the best moves in the game. It has to be.
That covered dash away, roll away, and if he did another jump. That covered 3 possible common options.
Just build differently.
When you actually think about it, it's really smart mathematically. Because it's very unlikely that they're gonna like do that aerial and not retreat. They're gonna do something defensive.
Is Umabura a 2-day or 1-day event? Gotta figure that out. I know you liked 2 days. Gotcha. Today's
Wait, are other tourneys going on tonight or no?
Well, Umabura in Japan.
I noticed.
Yeah, that's
right now.
Well, yeah, but it's Japan. It's Japanese time, and it's like 10 a.m. over there, or 11 a.m.
Actually, wait, is it on right now?
Yeah, it's on right now. But I think it's pooled right now.
Oh.
Alrighty. Also, guys, I'm also going to most likely stream tonight, after this, the Battle Royale platform fighter called Bite Breakers. So as soon as this ends, I'll play an hour of that just to see what it's like. A little late night treat for those of you that stay around. Just download it. Yeah, and the Japanese tournament going tonight. Okay, Chase.
Yeah, I just checked. It was on winner semis, but I don't know if that means it pools or not.
Definitely pools. Okay, Shields a snooze. Is snooze fully active, or is it active in like waves? Like puff sync.
I have no idea. I think Hero's real good in this matchup.
When will I play more melee? Closer to wavelength. Also, I have to figure out my control situation because my fob broke. I gotta figure out how to fix that.
My controller just broke too. It's so annoying. If the joystick breaks, you're effed. If the pod messes up, you're screwed. And if the R button, shoulder button you use, light shields, which is what happened to me right now, then you can't do anything. And if the pod develops too much, then you can't do anything as well. And some characters are affected way more than others too. It's like really annoying.
Ooh.
Oh, that missed.
I love that
Wait,
this character has crits. Huh?
Who did he go game one? Oh, it's Powell?
I think he went Powell game one, yeah.
Oh, Steve is best character. Oh, no, he did better.
I mean, it's just Steve is really good. Is a fob worth it? For melee, I would say it's worth it. Just depends what you like. For ultimate, I don't know if fobs.
I'm gonna tell you real quick. I got 3 fobs. The first 2 broke.
The thing that's the biggest trap with fobs is that they are very susceptible to breaking.
Like break. They broke really fast. They broke really fast.
You have to be careful with them.
The person who made it has to make it really well.
Yeah, you gotta.
If they do make it really well, then they're the best. But if they don't make it very well, then it breaks. So that's the issue. It's either the best or the worst.
Why do they break? Because they use magnets as capacitors, I believe. And when you like,
so code doesn't develop.
They decalibrate.
So I can explain real quick to chat. So basically, GameCube controllers have an X and Y like black box or something, or square something on the joystick. One controls X-axis and one controls Y-axis. There's also 2 of them in the C-stick, so there's 4 total for 2 sticks. These develop over time called PODE, P-O-D-E, and basically, in a nutshell, the control works well when you first get it, and then PODE develops over time. In vanilla melee, which is what we played on before, like Ultimate, like before 2018, this allowed you to do certain things like vanilla melee dashback, which Marth and Fox need, but you couldn't do pivots if you had it. Now you can change. Now they've actually reprogrammed the game in UCF to change it to a 2-frame window for dashback instead of frame perfect, which means you can now the controls that were good in the old days, which is what my collection was for, are actually bad and suboptimal now. So the stuff Zane does now, pivots and dashback, you can't do that. And you couldn't. You had to pick which one is more important, which is always dashback in the old days.
Right.
So, but this is really GameCube controls in a nutshell. So if you've ever done an aerial and you're like, oh, my aerial did the wrong button, like, oh, you pressed up air and you know you did, but it was a forward air or vice versa, that's PODE. If you get stuck, if your joystick is doing big movements instead of small movements, that's also PODE. This affects melee the most, but it's technically any GameCube game. Now, what a fob does is it removes that by using magnets. But the person who made your controller has had to make it right. Basically, the benefit of fobs is that PODE doesn't develop, which means if made properly, the controller will last longer. We never had access to this in the old days, but it would have been very useful if we had.
Right. But you think it's worth for Ultimate?
I don't think. Technically, yes, but it matters way more in Melee than any other game.
Why does Melee matter more?
Because vanilla melee dashback, ledge dash, and a lot of things that are extremely precise. In Ultimate, there's just, honestly, to put it in a nutshell, Ultimate doesn't take as much skill. It's more knowledge test. What I mean by skill is technical skill. Like execution on the ledge dash, execution on the pivots, a lot of frame perfect inputs. When it comes to the technical timing, technical skill, it doesn't take as much because there's buffering. It takes skill in a different way, but not in the technical way. It's a lot less controller based, even though they're both manual.
That's crazy.
Wait, what?
I feel like it would matter in Ultimate, right?
I'm going to take out of context the part I said before I elaborated, because I realized someone's going to take that out of context before I elaborated, so I did elaborate.
What does POD? What does POD stand for?
I don't remember. I actually don't remember. But I'm saying because the controls matter more for melee because there's things like ledge dash where you actually have to do like a down forward press. Now imagine if PODE made the inputs not what you pressed. Imagine if it meant if it read more right than it would. Or imagine if it skipped values between them. Instead of being accurate, even if you had done the right hand movement, if enough PODE developed, it wouldn't work. Now PODE could sometimes be good because what you can do is if you have a little bit of X PODE but perfect Y PODE, what you want to have a good ledge dash, you want 0 PODE or Y PODE or like up and down, that's up and down. You want 0 PODE or low PODE on the Y, but a little bit of PODE on X, and this makes ledge dashing slightly easier. This is what Nesmod got, which is my main control guy, told me. He's the one I'd usually recommend to go to for controls, but there's some other people who are good at that stuff too. But yeah, that's the control. Lead stash is very controller based. So sometimes if you see somebody in melee, they accidentally do lead stand, which by the way happened a lot more in the past because controllers were worse in the past, and you couldn't just buy a good controller now. It's more pay to win now. You had to get the luck of the draw. A lot of turns, what I would do is I would purposely take a backup controller that wasn't as good because I knew I was going to win the turn anyway, or because there's not as much money in the line, and I would preserve my best controllers. I had to do this for like 15 years, basically. I even did this in Brawl, and it did matter a lot in Brawl, but it mattered a lot more in Melee compared to Brawl. But yeah, GameCube controllers in a nutshell. Fobs are worth it if they make the controller well, and it does matter in Melee a lot more in the other games. Also, if you're not as good at Melee, it doesn't matter quite as much. It matters a lot more for like Melee Fox and a lot of the more technical characters in Melee, but in the other games, it's not that significant. So if you're not already a top player, you're not focused, hey, I'm going to be a top Melee player. If you're not like at the top level of Melee already, I would say it's not very significant. I wouldn't worry about it. But if you are like the top level of Melee, like me, Leffen, or like anyone who's just a technical character or anything, then at that level, it matters very significantly.
That's crazy.
That's all I had to say. You know, input about controller. That's worrying. As we said all this, BeastModePaul is taking away this game. Now he's about to be up 2-1. Hero is actually pretty good in Steve, but it doesn't seem that way because like the last game, Hero actually lost to the Steve. But now it's about to be 1-1. So it doesn't really seem like my point is true. But I still think Hero has a really good move, cool kid against Steve. I can see it matchup being kind of even.
Yeah. BeastModePaul up 2 stocks to 1.
I have a random question.
Yeah, what's up?
I was debating like when I was writing my book, I was like 50-50 if I should include a chapter on controllers, but I thought it might be too nerdy, and I didn't want to like detract from the book. How would you
open up that chapter?
Oh, I already wrote it. I just had to talk about like why controllers mattered a lot and why it breaking affected a lot of my turns back in 2005 to 2008. And then even onward. It actually affected my performances directly based on the controllers breaking or being stolen at that time period. So it's actually important to the story.
Can you read us an excerpt from that book?
Not right now. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's over 400 pages. I haven't worked on it in years, but I'm gonna try to release before the next Smash game. There's a time I've been more focused on making money, so I haven't been taking off. But I've been only streaming and coaching and stuff. But there's a time I really want to make it as good as like. There's so many parts that I had to like stop, and because I wasn't sure what to do. It's you know, I've never done a project like this, but I've technically finished. It's just that there's so much minor tweaking here and there to do. Oh, your chat's going too fast, and I only see tiny sections of it, so I miss almost everything.
It's okay. BeastModePaul up 2-1.
No, I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the last game. I was focused on what I was saying.
What are you saying?
I'm actually very bad at multitasking. It's not on purpose. When I get in the flow state, I don't really notice what I'm doing. I'm kind of just focused on what I'm focused on. Wait, why are you looking at me like that?
What?
With your beautiful eyes. You're looking directly at me with your beautiful eyes. And my heart froze. My heart jumped. Doki doki.
Jason, we got game 4 right now. BeastModePaul Chase.
Yeah, game 4. BeastModePaul's up.
He's up. He's super
it's
up.
looking like a Zap versus BeastModePaul grand finals.
This might be actually crazy. All right. It's time. Yeah, I don't really fobs. Every time I have a fob, they're fragile. Just gotta be careful with them.
The best control I've had, actually, it was a fob, and I still have it, but it's not with me right now. I think it's
yeah.
Either Wizzy or someone else has it. Or Wizzy give it to someone. I'm gonna try to grab it again. I need to get more. I'm gonna pick up melee again.
On the note, I got that rockin'. 5 more subs for 200 daily. Thank you, my friends who have been participating in September, and the whales who are being nice and generous gifters.
Just a reminder, guys, that September, 25% off for 1 sub, 25% off for 3 subs. That's $1.80 save or more, depending on what you do. And for a 6-month sub, you actually save 30%, which is $11. Even more if you're on the PC. So if you want no ads on my channel, Hungrybox's channel, definitely consider taking advantage of September. You also get all of our emotes and other perks.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Okay. $20. Humble humor.
Real talk. tell your modder to score and super glue your Hall effect magnets to the T3
Super glue my
stick.
magnets?
The magnets are so cheap to replace if you wear out your analog stick. Worth the glue for the durability.
Humble Huberts, thank you. I mean, I figure I have a really good guy who does them. It's just like sometimes when it's like a really bad fall. Put some H's for Huberts for the $20 donation. Thanks for that, man. You know, what's so funny about this final is that Luminosity Gaming is probably popping off knowing that they don't have to buy a flight for either of these players that they win. Well, if Paul wins, there's literally 2 players from Orlando, or I guess Tampa. They can just drive to the stream. Hey, Mellow Bunny, it's good. We're about to see who goes to Grands. Pretty much. We're vibing. And TM7 Zap has not dropped a single game in bracket. Kind of crazy.
What if you made a food company and called it Hungrybox? Are you hungry? Have the Hungrybox. It's so easy.
What's
Why
up?
haven't you done it? If you, why have you made a food company or like Uber Eats or something and just call it the Hungrybox? And if you order food to them, are you hungry? Grab a Hungrybox. It's so easy. Your name just goes right into the business. Well, it's not actually that easy.
Yeah.
But it would be so good.
Right.
He's so good at upping out a shield. BeastModePaul's so good at doing that. I mean, it's not hard. You hit buffers. It's kind of free, actually. I don't know why I'm hyping up so much. I do it all the
Yeah.
time.
If I did retire from Smash, I'd make a company that delivered snacks to your front door. A different collection of snacks each month. We called it a Hungrybox. It'd be interesting. In the same way BeastModePaul delivered a W to the hero fan base.
I think it would blow up just from memes.
I think so too. Well,
Like,
BeastModePaul.
unironically.
Good run for Chase, who gets 3rd place. And chat, we are down to 2 people left in